He was on the ground for only 2 hours, but Barack Obama's visit has left a lasting impact. In what was the largest security operation ever undertaken in the Northern Territory, the United States President flew into Darwin. The Northern Territory is at the centre of the United States push for a greater military presence in the Asia-Pacific region. Genevieve Hussey reports.
The Obama dude.
The Obama dude.
Darwin's Railway Club has been alive to the sound of American swing. Quito, Washington is a world away from his hometown of San Diego, but he feels right at home in Darwin, and he's laying out the welcome mat for the United States President.
Welcome to Darwin, Barack Obama.
He'd love a close encounter with the US President, but admits it's unlikely.
What I'm thinking is the man should stop the car, roll down the window, get out, stand up and go, "What up?" And then I'd say, "Yo, Obama, it's me." And he'd say, "Oh, security." Okay.
High security was the order of the day as Barack Obama flew into town.
Look, this is by far the largest security operation that we have ever undertaken. This is by far the largest, and I suspect probably the largest we will see for many years to come, unless President Obama, his wife and children choose to return as he suggested he would like to do.
Cheers to the Anzus Treaty.
The Anzus Treaty.
Darwin had been preparing all week for this visit.
He's the first of the first. That's it, numero uno. And he is numero uno too.
Oh, that's a good place to come if you want to get killed, I suppose. He travels to Afghanistan, doesn't he? He should be right. But I don't think he'll be doing too much of this, though.
At the flag shop, there was a special order from the American Embassy.
They were very particular on the sizing of the flag. They were very particular on the ratio of the stripes, which, as we know, is 13, and the 50 stars.
Much of the city was in lockdown as the presidential cavalcade drove in, and this view was all most people got.
It was so quick. Can't get a glimpse of him, but I did wave.
The cars were really serious.
Okay, well, he was sitting like this, and he was looking that way, and he wasn't very happy.
Tom like this, and a wife like with beautiful smiling.
Yeah?
He is the best top man. Yeah.
At the Peary Memorial on Darwin's Esplanade, Barack Obama came to pay tribute to those who died in the bombing of Darwin.
In a sense, it was here where our alliance was born, during Australia's Pearl Harbor. Against overwhelming odds, our forces fought back with honor and with courage.
The American destroyer USS Peary was one of the ships at anchor in Darwin Harbour on February 19, 1942, when Japanese forces began a deadly air raid.
We had 5 direct hits on the Peary from the bridge aft, and the whole back of the Peary was wide open, and it blew up and it busted the ship in two.
The Peary was destroyed, and 89 crew members on board died.
Peary was the saddest place of all, and sometimes if you look at Peary's last spot, that's the last known grave of many of these people because most of the bodies weren't recovered.
Melvin Duke, a survivor of the Peary sinking, formed an enduring relationship with Darwin and returned to the city for a reenactment in 1992.
What has happened so far this morning would be the highlight of the trip for me. If I had to leave and go home tomorrow, I would always remember it the rest of my life.
Father passed away a number of years ago and his ashes were scattered off the esplanade where the wreath-laying ceremony is today. And yeah, it's a pretty emotional experience.
Melvin Duke's son Tony met Barack Obama wearing the Purple Heart his father was awarded for his service.
Is that he would be immensely proud of the fact that there's that level of recognition and honour being paid by their most senior person, the President.
The Australian government has announced its own tribute to commemorate the bombing of Darwin, a national day of observance.
This is a very significant announcement, especially for not only the 5 people who met the President yesterday, but the hundreds of Territorians who still have those very vivid memories, who still carry the scars of what happened across those bombing raids, the many people who lost loved ones during those bombing raids 70 years ago.
Boy, you're giving me something, something. At the RAF base, it was a rock star welcome for the US President. This visit is about more than recognising the past. Barack Obama wanted to pay tribute to the troops serving the alliance on the ground in Afghanistan.
Like generations before you, you've lived and served alongside your American colleagues day in and day out. You work together so well, it's often said you can't tell where our guys end and you guys begin.
The Northern Territory is at the centre of the United States push for a greater military presence in the Asia-Pacific.
So we're deepening our alliance, and this is the perfect place to do it.
250 US Marines will be based in the Northern Territory during the next dry season. That number will eventually build to 2,500.
I know the training conditions around here are tough, at least that's what I've heard. Harsh weather, mozzies, snakes, crocs.
It's the first time that US troops will have been permanently based in Australia since the Second World War. It shows a remarkable tightening of the alliance.
They're looking, I think, to disperse their spread across the Asia-Pacific region, and in many ways so that it's not just anchored down either in Okinawa, in Japan, or in Guam.
I think what's significant about this move is not the practical operational activities that will happen, it's the strategic and political symbolism of Australia supporting the United States as it muscles up against China.
The Marines will conduct live firing exercises and train for disaster relief. The Territory Chief Minister Paul Henderson says it's a move that brings economic benefits.
Well, of course, there will be a significant expansion out at Robertson Barracks, which will mean great news for the construction industry. And once those personnel have finished their exercises, there'll be some R&R.
As Darwin wound down after the big visit, the lucky few who got up close with Barack Obama were still reliving the moment.
Being born under a tree out in the bush, shake the hands of the President of the United States, which was just an amazing thing to actually consider or think about. And we're still buzzing.